You know what's cooking? Boom!
That? Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
Get no darker.
Thank you very much. ACS Game 2 of TNC versus Liquid. We heard what the draft panel had said, and both Fabi and Connor some really good points and some good calls. Indeed, the last two experiences, Bristleback and the anti-mage for TNC and Liquid, respectively. Kind of want to get your insight. You know, the main sort of discussion topic was Bristleback. Can you play it in a game where there's a Shadow Demon?
So I think Shadow Demon, I totally agree with Fabi. I think Shadow Demon is an incredibly good hero to Bristleback, but I have to, unfortunately, agree, give Kyle a little bit of credit because there is the Oracle. That Fortune's End can be one of those things to always be able to dispel that Soul Catcher, and you can itemize for it as well. So we will probably see Gabby at some point in this game go for something like a Lotus Orb to make, or something like that to make sure that he can always be sure to dispel that one off. But it's not always you're going to have the situation where you have Fortune's End up or you're in the right position to go for that Gabby. So that's where it can go a little bit of both ways. But yeah, Soul Catcher, very good ability versus Bristle. We have some other fun interactions, of course, too, with this Oracle versus Shadow Demon. There's a mix between some teams. How Shadow Demon, if you Demonic Purge the target that does get False Promised, that target can't get healed by Urn, Healing Salve. Its Edict constantly gets purged as it constantly keeps applying that Dispel. So we could see that come into play as well.
And what do you think about this last pick? The anti. Not necessarily a carry that sort of rings us a free win or a necessarily safe carry, but in the right circumstances, it could be pretty darn hard to deal with. Is this going to be a game where you can see Miracle popping off and getting that good Battle Fury timing?
I could, as long as they don't get run over. I think that's the one thing that TNC's draft can really start to take advantage is just steamrolling, getting towers pushed, Gabby just parking himself, running at lanes with the death buff, pushing towers constantly. Even back hits towers pretty hard. Once you get your Warpath stacks, you really do start to chunk those down. It can be a little bit difficult, but you can see it possible. Anti-Mage somehow at TI always starts to come back, right? People are like, dead hero, Battle Fury, crap, good item buff. Somehow this hero slowly trickles back every single one of these internals.
And one of those heroes as well that we've seen trickle into this game, but on it to a lot, is that Underlord. You know, mind control, getting the Underlord in the match. I feel this is a little to pick. This hero that seems incredibly strong, especially that aura. Yeah, that's that bit of bonus as well. This turns into a bit of a right click down the line.
He definitely does, and we saw, I remember we had one at the tournament, we had a mid Underlord, didn't we? And just dominated the game, just took over, I think, destroyed a Templar Assassin in the matchup. So I'm also surprised not to see this hero picked a little bit more too, especially with like Monkey Kings and Ursas being very scarcely picked. And we're gonna get to see it, and now they have another thing too. They have maybe that percent damage and onto the Bristleback as well that they do have from that Underlord. So could be fun to watch. Good to see if Liquid's able to actually rally around that one.
See how some of the lane matchups are going so far. That mid lane, Armo getting the lead off the first few ways. Bottom lane, Kura's going to go for the disruption, but TNC got the three heroes ready to finish him as he comes back out of his bubble. First blood for TNC off the back of this aggressive tri-lane.
And they're getting themselves a very good matchup up top versus the Underlord. Underlord just getting pushed completely back by Gabby for now.
And mind control just about a quill spray away from dying there.
Yep.
Got to be very careful as Gabby will head over, pick up the bottle from the side shop.
I like that actually a lot. You know, Bristle, he's making sure to spam so much that you can pick up this bottle and it's just fine for this simple 1v1 matchup. You're able to have sustained very nicely. Weehawk, they're committing forward here.
And they're going to look for the dive. They've got the hold from Ayu. Crypt Swarm burst and the right click. Is it enough? He's diving for this Ayu. He's going to find him. Can he get off the Fateful? Reducing Ayu's right click. Doesn't matter. He gets the second one in and will still find the kill. GH will look to chase. See if he can get his way out of this. He's got a little bit of a heal going. And again, another root holding back GH. He's certainly making him work for it.
Nice little play. He does have boots and a left, so it should have be an easy kill here.
It's popping the south. There's a south cancel. Still continues to keep Ayu up. Will come in though, and that will be a dead Oracle and also a dead healing cell. So a little bit of lost gold there for Ayu.
Weehawk gets lasted though. That's the nice thing. But we see these lanes very dominant right now already from PNC, the way they have it set up. Teammate is still farming though, which is the most important thing for Liquid. But yeah, these other three, Gabby just really taking advantage of this top matchup versus mind control.
It's Bristle.
Bristle.
Suddenly going to be able to start running down heroes very soon and even diving that top lane if Mind Control's not too careful.
Especially with AU up right now, right? With the fortunes and a couple goons, Mind Control definitely could get chased out. He has to be careful of his positioning on this Underlord.
Bottom lane, Liquid just trying to keep the mana low on Cuckoo. The harass cannot be there against Miracle.
Yeah, keep a tri-lane. I think this is what you tend to see when there's an anti-mage in the game. That's what we were saying, top lane.
Gonna have a bit of a shot here. He can TP. But no hesitation there from Miracle. He knows he has to get himself out of that situation.
So I think we kind of talked about a little bit, but the limited disable on TNC, right? That's why Liquid, not only just because there's a high intelligent hero like Death Prop on the side of TNC, but just look at the stuns coming out for TNC. It is going to be pretty limited unless they go for something like an Atos, which they probably will on either the support Mirana or somebody else. They also at least have silence as well for Armel, but their cat could be a little bit difficult in that mid game if they allow Miracle to actually get away with and get some farm going. Right now, it's looking pretty solid, and then this is exactly what TNC wants to do. Like Keen said in their in that interview too, they were a little bit too calm in that last game. I think this game they're really going to turn up the heat.
Certainly these first 5 minutes just being cracked up. See if they can get themselves a hold of the 5-minute runes. See how they're going to get split up as both teams. I'm going to try and prepare. TNC just get a little more prepared, especially on top. They'll grab those two with the setup. See a swing around for the Rubik, looking towards bottom, but in fact, a little too slow for them. TNC, and we had to pick up the 3, that one on the half of the map, which won't be looked towards by Liquid, so eventually they'll probably get a 4. One lane, jump forward for Tims with the Starstorm. Hero's got the stip charges to save him. Miracle's hunting him, the Cuckoo with the juke, trying to get himself out of there. Pop the stip charges, but they're only going to end up with giving more mana for Miracle to burn. And Miracle doesn't even need to get the last hit in there. GA and Kuro beat down on Cuckoo and get him out of the lane.
Trying so hard to just secure verticals with him. He's even picked up like a Wraith Band early on so he can have better lane positioning for that anti-mage too. Stop. You see these goos start to build up. They don't want to dive into the tower under that Firestorm. Level 3 Firestorm already. And Mind Control, I mean, he still is having a tough matchup, but he's still 25-3. It's pretty decent for the Underlord in that matchup. There's a bounty on bottom. I think James actually walked by it. I don't think he bought his bottle from the secret shop too. And he didn't. I mean, he had a full bottle, so maybe he didn't want to. Okay. But it's just gonna be chilling there, so he'll be able to fill it back up when he's back up.
I guess it's unlikely that Liquid's gonna randomly go and scout that position. Lane, it's gonna be where Liquid look towards. They can tell we are out. He's suffering heavily. Jump with the 3 of them in the neighborhood. They'll look for Armel. Armel's still alive, tries to start with the Sapphire, but they will have the burst damage to bring him down. Tim's not there, or AU quite in time to help out Armel. A very important kill. You look at that CS in the mid lane, it was 35-16 against the 24-4. Armel having sizable advantage, and that kill opening up for some very early onto TNC's tier 1 mid.
There's no glyph. That's at the tower. They won't commit forward for it, but he is starting to drop low, and they will TP a couple more heroes.
They threaten TP from Gabby to hold off. I should say a lot of damage done very early on in mid.
He'll get his bottle refilled by Armel TPing in, so he's going to be able to keep moving. Oh, they actually did not refill the bottle. Whoops. Armel did not have inventory spot there for Tims. He was going to have to back away and try to find that bounty rune if he doesn't know it's there.
Because it's still there.
It's still there.
Tims,
check it out.
Come on. There's money to be paid. I'm sure he'll see on the way back towards bottom.
Yep, and now another rotation bottom. We got this. That's the easy setup and easy kill onto Cuckoo.
No trouble killing a side when Leshrax's in town.
SD Lesh. Reason we are seeing it. It's the majority of the games. Easy to set up kills constantly. Broke even extra point to the Soul Catcher. He's gonna get it.
Come on, Tims.
Tims?
He's not. There we go. Finally. Oh, this is still it.
He tried as well. He tried and then he gets it.
Oh, happy. Look at the kill. Always one of those lanes where you have to watch out for that. This Mind Control Underlord very vulnerable to the armor reduction and chase of the Bristol back in lane.
And just the sheer right-click damage, right? That's what we're talking about with the Warpath. You get that 50% faster and those 22 damage per stack. It's 124 on Gabby when he was there.
Miracle starting to get the base into his inventory. Ring of Hell stun, so pressure will be kind of harder to put onto Miracle if it's just the Tide alone. Already we see Miracle do a good job of getting the CS. It's been slowed down a little bit by Cuckoo's presence. Tim's also hovering around in the area, but Miracle, he's hitting the levels.
Yeah.
And he's hitting a good enough timing
Yeah.
with those early items.
It's not on Gabby's level, of course, because Gabby's had to, he's been attacking constantly, had
Kills.
this super good matchup for Stealing Lord, but still not too bad for Miracle. This is where TNC, this is still a position for them. Like we said, they have to keep this map and keep this game very aggressive.
On the hunt here for Tim, scan out for Liquid will confirm that Tim's is still around as Tim's.
Starts his TP.
And he's gonna hide in the trees. Corrupt.
A little bit of a stare down.
It's not gonna look for him. So Tim's will be. I guess they almost only saw his TP start. He's jump out.
He's got one more leap. Still stuck in him.
It's the setup. No, we has already left. So it's just the two of them playing around with Tim. They'll slowly kill him.
They're gonna find him.
They're gonna. I know he's in there.
Oh.
I mean, surely they know he's in there. They saw him lead this way.
Oh, let's look at the mid lane. Well,
And there's a lot of time wasted. Yeah, back hit the creep. Miracle. Mid lane just finally get pushed down by Weeha. And Tim's will live.
that's some
He will
space
live.
right there for sure.
Yeah.
And I can still position him for some arrows too, position himself, but his leap is now back online too. So he can actually start doing something and have impact on the map as well.
Always use that for an arrow, but that's a creep way of coming in.
Take it, 37 gold.
Hey, it's, you know, it's accidental steal of the CS from Kuku. It's like, oh, that means sorry, Kuku.
Support Murphness right there.
I didn't mean to hit the
I didn't mean to, I swear.
I didn't mean to, that's it.
Oops, took another range creep.
I'm just trying to hit the carry.
Setting up deep vision. This is the protection war. This war that Kuroki sets here is the one where it's like gonna for smokes or moonlight shadows from behind the tier 2 to try to kill Miracle, and we'll try to spot it out. And it's an unexpected ward this early on, so it's a nice one that he is able to that TNC is not gonna be aware of at all.
So now again, that's all 4 bounty wins going TNC's way once more.
Yeah.
They're making a lot of money from these bounties. Themselves with this 2k gold lead, TNC.
It really is up to Weeha to want to just like run around with his team to look to set up for those bounty units, because Underlord and Anti-Mage, these heroes, they're not in line. They're going to take such a long time to be able to really do any kind of impact in that fashion. As Mind Control, he's got his like phase boots and stuff finished up, but it's going to be tough for him to really make moves around the map, because that's not really what Underlord does. He kind of parks himself in front of a lane until he has more points in that pit.
Miracle a little bit careful on that bottom lane as the ghost push comes in from our mount, Kuro.
They're pushing two lanes at the same time right now. This creep.
This is the speed and pace that he wanted to see.
Yep.
Excellent out from them this time, TNC.
And they're playing versus an anti-mage draft. All you want to do is just fight, close the map, restrict the map, keep the aggression going. Weeha, he's also doing something neat. Look at that mid lane. He actually gets a full edict inside the tree line there. Turns the tower down 1,200 health. So getting a little bit of a trade at least for themselves, but TNC pressuring 2 lanes like we were saying.
Not quite find the tier 1 bottom, but they do get the tier 1 top. Gabby's farm continues to skyrocket ahead of any other core on the map right now.
And we see the item that's immediately queued up by him. Put into first item Lotus Orb. He knows he needs to just address the Soul Catcher. Also very good for his teammates too. Mainly firmed up as he switches first. Now he will buy the medallion. I think the medallion also has its great merits. You can just look the pressure and close the map up, and then go to Roche. Gives you that Roche always as well with the goo.
Now finish that power down bottom. And you know, as soon as Gabby took the tier 1 top, he moves himself to the bottom lane. You know, we can start being really aggressive with this power that he built up. He's level 11. He knows not really much that Liquid can do to touch him right now.
Gonna be a lot of dodging around the map from Liquid for quite a while.
Set up on mid, correct. It's gonna be a stun timing's hit with ease. Tim's is found. It's to actually finish off that kill, Kuro. Up to the high ground. Spot out Kuku. This is a fight that Liquid want to try and take, especially with Gabby around. Demonic Purge from Kuroki will come out to hold the Bristleback back. Make sure that Kuro has the space to escape.
This is the trio, like we said. Like 3 ultimate kills. They're 2. They're just gonna look. Mind Control Mitch is gonna be putting out things for the majority of this, and Miracle's just trying to soak the space to get this battle period decent timing. So TNC, they gotta keep this pressure going. They have to keep looking to make the game onto the side of Liquid, and they will. They do not want to slow down at all in this game.
And next is certainly going to be the middle. Getting ready to push round Gabby once for level 12. Gabby continues to farm up the stacks. Those jungle camps to keep himself so far ahead. Same importance to be Noted the way of Armel looking at the mysticism. Got it ready to push with once more. Gabby is by his side.
Does anyone actually queued up the Atos? It looks like Jules is going to be the choice here for both Tims as well as Armel. So no Atos to go for that catch. Of course, it's pretty split counted for an anti-mid, but got to be a little bit limited on their just saves, but they still will have those silences if they can find the AM in the side.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's very true. Yeah. Rod against AM is... I feel like it's good against bad AMs, right? Against good AMs, the chance that projectile's hitting him without pressing E is pretty slim. Unless you're able to sort of get it through a tree line or get it from out of the AM's vision. Yeah, yours being that instant would certainly be what allows the DP to get on top of him with the silence.
Yeah, or just arrow connecting in, or...
A lot of ways to time it. TNC's very, very strong with the execution, as we've seen many times. At the checkable Gabby. Look who's going to have a little bit of a look towards him. Midnight Shadow will be used to try and get him out, but the sentry down, got the vision. He's going to head over, rides for the backup that's going to allow him to turn it. The Cooper as well, mind control's in trouble. They're straight on top of the underlord. Armel kept just alive in time by that false promise. He falls so low, but A there, able to save kind of both of his cores. Giving the backup required for Gabby to go in, as well as allowing Armel to pop off on the high ground. Excellent Oracle play.
35 HP. He was one hit from dying there.
He had both of them. He had his eyes everywhere. Just making sure that nobody gets ignored on his team.
Well, he's a platinum tier Oracle, right? He's got level like 20 Oracle. This guy plays his Oracle.
Radiant's middle.
Yeah, perfectly set up there to get that defense, and now they'll transition into another tower. We're going to see map being constricted. That's the style that TNC wants to play in this game. Keep running at Liquid as we see. They do not have damage for that Bristleback. Even when they had him isolated for quite a few seconds with that Soul Catcher, he still was able to be just fine.
See what we are. Damage to kill Tims in time. The jump out. We'll say no that he does. And Tims tries and does miss the arrow. Might not matter, and certainly doesn't. Kuku's willing to expend the Ravage like that. Puts it down straight away. And we are down for his attempts. Hello, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We love you. Back to the game, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Great setup. I think using Ravage in this game with the slow pace that it is, just kill a core, right? Just Ravage a core. It's gonna be with it most of the time. Miracle is starting to get close to that Battle Fury, about 740 gold away from it. So they have to find him at least. That's the good thing. The silver lining there for Liquid, but look at the rest. 6k gold advantage. All of TNC looking really, really comfortable with the game, how it's been going so far, and they're gonna keep putting the pressure on. Even without Ravage, they will look to keep running at the side of Liquid as they Exorcism's about to be up about 30 seconds. The smoke's already being prepped.
Let's see what they can do. This is a excellent timing really across the board from TNC. I don't think they could have hoped for a better start to this.
Yep,
they're doing everything they needed to. They're making all the moves that are required. It's sort of on Liquid now to slow the sword down. They're finding the catch inside of the jungle. Liquid looking towards Tims. They missed the goal though, and Tim, he's able to jump away a couple of times. Like Shadows, he's going to try and do his best to keep him safe. As he's out of vision, he's out of sight, he's out of the way. AU will get left behind for his attempt there to save Tims. Tims will be eternally grateful. Great play there, but purging off the dust, making sure you can get out with that invis.
That was really interesting too. He got the leap like mid Underlord animation. He was actually booted for the leap.
That can happen.
That was actually pretty cool.
Similar sort of mechanic, right, as the Sand King Burrows strip. Yeah. Once you've got that movement going, you're still in the area, so you can still be caught out by your stuns and such, but your body will be propelled to safety.
Yeah. That keeps him alive, and they're going to keep looking to constrict that. You see that Lotus Orb, that big item that Gabby wants in this game is now up. So Soul Catcher, not going to be as much of an issue for himself, at least. And it looks like ultis are pretty much at the ready. You can see they're waiting for that Death ulti to come back on before they put too much pressure. And we see Liquid. If you look at the wards in the map, that's how they want to play. They're just like, all right, we're not, like, the river is not, don't cross the river. Miracle, you can pass the river and maybe farm the jungle, but for the time being, crossing the river is a bit of a fearsome one. We hop wants to poke here. He may be trying to get some damage from this bottom tower. And look, looks like they're just gonna push the road instead of looking for another. Tier 2 is too far.
There's no. I think even if Liquid know that it's going up,
They cannot fight.
they're not over anytime soon. This is
Pretty crazy for them to try to take this fight versus TNC.
This is a free rush, free ages for TNC. Now 8 down.
We are taking good advantage of this though. They've identified it. They're doing much, trying to get as much structural damage as possible. They're going to close the wave though, ensuring that he cannot actually push much further.
Dire's bottom tower.
Poke up for a little bit of action. See if they can find GH. Gabby. He's going to be able to get the snow on him.
But the leaps,
Allow GH to plant himself to safety.
TNC not even. Okay, they don't have wards, that's why. I was like, they're not actually putting any deep vision down to watch where the anti-mage is jungling right now. They've actually only placed river wards as well, but we see from this control that they've been able to 6 to 6, but they've been very well at moving around the map.
Aaron swing set up there, perfect for Tim. The disruption comes out from. We are safe, and maybe even allow for a bit of a turnaround as AU. He's had a fantastic game so far, but getting caught massively out of position there on the front lines and between the members of Liquid. That's going to be a dead oracle for 20 seconds.
And mind control, again, as we say, they try to take any types of opportunities where they can cross past that river and force the waves as far as possible from their base. So TNC has a harder time to make the move.
Arrow on arrow action here. GH is just going to be the one that connects.
And look how long it lasts. Armel is now unstunned.
That's a long time. That was in the max stone, right?
It was not.
Gotta watch out for those Rubik arrows buffed up by the old arcane supremacy.
Yeah, you know, just a nice 9-second arrow or something could come out.
Is that the maps?
Like, it's less than that,
Bit
but
of maps. It's less than that.
it's like 7 and 5.
36% of 5 on top of 5.
Yeah, I think 7.
7. Yeah, what's it? 7.
We'll round up. Miracle?
Just simplify it for the viewers, you know.
Radiant's
Miracle,
top
he's spotted.
tower is under attack.
They're actually hunting for him this time here. They have both heroes with Eagle Scepters possessed around here.
Oh, mid lane, what's going on? So a bit of a cancel the TP there. You've Gabby. See if we can find this up top. They try him as our Miracle. He's over to the camp. They do ping it. They know that he's gone for the greed. They get that he's got up here. A little far away. Can they get on top of him? An arrow does fly through. That was actually H's anyway, so which is flowing through defensively in case anyone was trying to get on top of it. But hey, they achieve what they want. Push it away, push onto the tower. Same time though, Liquid, they're getting objectives themselves. You've got to watch out and be aware of this. This is pushing powers. We are takes that tier 2 with the help of mind control. They're pushing up towards the base on bottom lane. So as fast as TNC's playing, they're actually getting a lot of pressure brought back their way by this Seshrak.
Yeah, pretty much the perfect moves we see by Liquid, at least in response to that. The 3-4 heroes set up top. They're like, hey, we have opportunities to go for like the Rakdo, to go for the split push that they need to do. It's like keep getting this farm. And Mind Control pretty much has Solar Crest finished up, so buffing up the AI. It's all about the anti-mage that they're going to be looking to throw everything onto Miracle. And now Miracle, we mentioned things could be problematic for him. You know, the silence in particular. He almost has the Manta done. Have to be conservative for TNC. This AM is getting online.
With that Manta, Miracle, I mean, he only sort of dies if he makes mistakes. We have seen Miracle make some mistakes this TI, so, you know, don't write that off. It may still happen, but as you say, once he has the map, it should be a pretty free map for the AM to jump around and keep the farm up high. Obviously, there's still that danger. The push is coming in, and the AM being forced to retaliate to the aggression of TNC.
Yeah.
For the most part, if the game stays the state where we are is able to push out these lanes and shut them out as fast as he can to make sure that TNC cannot get 5 and push together down a lane. Space is going to be there for AM to jump around the map very safely.
Exactly. I mean, that's literally what they've been doing for the last, like, pretty much the whole game, right? Just mind control one lane behind the other one, push it out as far as possible so TNC cannot group up and game-ending play, which we would see them start to set up for here. BB is finished for Armel. They do want to start really pressing the advantage, try to get these tier 2s, because Liquid, they're getting away with a lot here in this game.
Should be, but then they have a very quick kill off to Mind Control. They'll even look at this one. Mind Control found. Arrows out, it's current in the jungle as they'll get both of the pickups. Instant TP's up top and jump forward. He's got the setup for another. Yules turn with the Yules onto the target. AU's ready to chase, so's Tim's. I'm Herge up Tim's to try and get that route. He won't be able to quite get on top, but we are. Arrow's actually going to miss. We are with a cheeky sidestep, but TNC, they've got the numbers. 4 of them are out. Another Yules throws him up. Weehaw is surrounded. and they will deal with the push. That threat, that pressure we talked about, both the Underlord and the Lestrak, they're out of the game.
Yep, and now they're just looking to push down the lanes. And Gabby was also chasing Miracle around, actually gooing him, and just keep chasing him when he was trying to cut the creep waves. This is that timing. TNC have to make a lot happen. They cannot allow Anti-Mage to keep up this split push.
Anti-Mage Miracle, he is getting close, I'd say, to sort of being able to have a bit of a look into the fights, right? Especially once he has at least a component of it. It's going to have good stats to fight with at this stage. Aegis will now expire, but they'll keep the push going, and a tier 2 tower in the mid will fall. TNC take another objective and hold on to that 4K lead.
Miracle is farming under vision here. They actually try to get the setup. Tim's really trying to get some Yules into arrow setup, but unable to. Miracle, he's gonna pass that #1 net worth pretty soon.
He is, and he's, at this point, where there's one tier 2 left to be taken, there's no longer sort of that free money on the map for the push lineup like TNC. The high ground push, that's got sort of the next level of difficulty for them. So how long can they rely on those objectives to keep themselves sort of an item ahead across the course? The map's going to be open. They're going to get that farm. Bottom lane, setup's there, they'll catch out Sims. Miracle gets himself involved. In fact, he's the get the last touch. Level 18 on Miracle, and he has the money for the first ulti orb into that Skadi.
Pretty traditional smoke that we see there, right? The smoke from your base to your carry. We see teams do that so often, just trying to set up in case maybe Miracle's gonna get ganked or something like that. They make sure to sweep the area, and now they can continue to transition this into a push. Weeha, threatening always, and TNC has to respond.
Do have all the ingredients for a good defense. Cuckoo's Ravage back up in the again.
Gabby's just running it through into all 5 heroes. He has no fear.
I'm going to get away from him as well. Liquid don't want to try and deal with it just yet. At least when Liquid are being unnecessarily offensive. They know that they don't need to try and force it. They've just got to try and make sure the TNC are the ones, the defensive.
They just got to dance around him, right? Pretty much in the fights, they dance around the Bristleback a while because they don't have great solutions if he's not completely isolated. If he's completely isolated, sure, they can look for something, but...
Ace setups here. Look for Tims. Timing's going to be up from Weeha, and that's going to allow the chance for Tims to get out with the moonlight. He'll sneak off in the shadows, and Liquid won't find the kill.
Gabby, look at him. He's really trying to get aggressive. They want to catch something here. He has an EP. They get the silence. This is so much physical damage that's coming in.
Underlord just gets absolutely shredded.
400 damage right now with this DD rune. The waves, though. Look at Liquid. There's no here, TNC.
Bot lane, top lane, I should say the mid lane. Even with no heroes in at the moment, Liquid had already had the momentum cut before that Underlord was chased down. TNC, the pushing is getting a lot harder for them as Liquid are more than able to make sure the creeps are in position for TNC to take their tempo to the next pace.
They want to blood here. As they know, they're just Liquid's getting too much time to farm on the map. They really want to catch Weeha, but that's a boot to travel with a 15 movement speed talent, 30 movement speed talent as well. No way you're catching this Slash. Super speed. Push in the side lanes. Now G8 can do his own split push too with the Starstorm. See him just clearing out those waves instantly. Hopefully feeling concerned for TNC. This Anti-Mage.
Timing is falling down and sort of out of their control for TNC.
They're gonna have to do a big miraculous push with the Aegis and the cheese and just make sure that AM can't actually fight all 5 heroes, but they have to make sure that they can keep their lanes pushed in. They're unable to reach. Oh, arrow!
Good little snipe of GH in the trees for Tims. Tims will look to close the gap, but GH is able to get out with the blink dagger. No sense of damage in at point in time to stop him from making that getaway.
Yeah, Tim's got a little spooked when he saw the AM illusion.
27 minutes in, 8-10. Definitely sort of the kills that Anti-Mage are looking at the top and being very happy with the state of the game.
Look at Anti-Mage, 330 last hits once. Yeah. He is getting uncontested farm. He's just blinking around the map freely, and they're not able to get the ward coverage to actually watch. We've been seeing TNC. They've been getting de-warded quite a lot from Kuroki. He actually got 2 of the server wards. He's just been moving around them all over the place, getting them. Keeping it Miracle safe to farm up the map and then just keep split pushing the sides. So they have great reads on the map from how TNC play. TNC, it's pretty telltale how they want it moving. Grouping, going for the push all the time, so split pushing. But that Roche, like we said, the next thing big on the menu for TNC. And still contesting fights 5-5 from Liquid is still going to be quite difficult. When Exorcism is already popped, they have the front line and BKBs there to protect versus the Mana Burn for Armel, as well as, I believe, Gabby also bought a BKB. So I think this double BKB time and get a cheat and for TNC. I think they really want to force the issue here and try to end it before Miracle's able to do any shenanigans.
And let's talk about this a bit. Tim, he's just picked up a Blink Dagger on the Mirana. Tim, he is just going full in on getting the Blink Yule set up.
Catch, yeah. He needs to try to get one catch. That is what it seems. They have to try to catch the split push somehow, and Tim seems to be thinking this is the best solution before he can get something like a Hex, which is he just queues up immediately right afterwards. So they need other ways to catch Sandy Mages. Like, oh, we'll get immediately brought down here.
Back there, being able to grab some of those objectives. Roshan, Cheese on Aegis on Cappy and a dead Underlord.
Ooh,
Miracle.
that hits the real one.
The setup with that stun. TP's coming in, but Miracle's already out of the trees and will make the retreat. TNC. It's all about these next few minutes of gameplay. They've got to do something with this Aegis. Stop playing. We are a fight for the D. Is on his own. Doesn't want to look for this sort of solo pick-up potential, but backups in town for Tim. Zay is around, and we are now. Get at them.
He's just way too speedy. Even with that Blink Dagger, they can't catch up to him. And also, he has BKB. The full time BKB TP out would be just easy. Why?
Can they get this push together?
Really not letting them every time.
Yeah, they're just constantly, the side lanes are always pushed onto TNC's half of the map. So they can do this, they can go all in on the middle, but if it's not a massively successful siege attempt, they don't get to the racks, the mid lanes are going to start knocking at their own threes.
They have a creep wave in the mid lane. This is what we were saying. This might just be the push that they're trying to do here. Exorcism pop, they got the Aghanims, he's the Aegis. They have to get taken down here for them.
What the punches we did, Tim's was able to cancel the TP. Oh, so we can't get that.
We cannot get back. 20. Simple push.
And then looking for the back to protection. Then they're actually getting that tier 3 tower. They won't quite be able to push the back.
They're getting 2 towers here.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Oh my god.
This is the problem. TNC. They weren't able to really get this push together early on. Now it's very vulnerable to these sort of rapids occurring. We are out with the BKB TP. And the game now in a bit of a worrying state for TNC as the question has, it has to be asked, how TNC missed the timing?
It could feel like that at this point. They still have lots of damage that they can deal and go down, but Miracle, how the hell are they going to kill this anti-mage? Now a full BKB finished as well. Oh, TNC.
This is 50-50 on the win probability. I mean, I guess, Gaben still sees that chance of TNC being able to run down mid and just, I guess, taking that tier 3, maybe even just going straight tier 4s and Ancients before Liquid's able to react or take the sub lanes. But this anti-mage, you say, well, Miracle, he can go for the rep, but he can also turn up to the fight.
Yeah, he can start turning up to the fight for sure. It really does. It does feel like Liquid have better control in the game so far here now. Even though TNC, they have Aegis and Cheese, they have to make something big happen. They're gonna try to keep forcing this issue. Right now, they're gonna be parking Gabby actually bottom, so they can have two lanes at least pushing in, so they don't have to worry about split push where they lose their mid lane creep wave, but at least have a bottom wave too. But immediately, Liquid, they're not gonna allow them. They're gonna start trying to fight.
Straight in on Tim's gone. We'll look towards Armel's top to bring him up with the BKB. The Miracle's on top of them. Pop the cheese. He's back up to full. He's trying to keep himself alive with the Spirit Stipends. Miracle's staying on top of the target. It's an end game for Armel. It's going to down with the silence. Fuels himself up in the air. He's got the step down. BKB down. False promise. Keep Armel alive for a little. But the mana is going to do serious amounts of damage. Miracle staying on them. Rapt comes out for Buku. GNC looking for the turnaround, but they've lost. They'll get the hard. Can they get Miracle? He's too and will be easily able to beat back out of the fight. Abby, he's out of mana, but he's still punching into Curran. It's time to go home. Curran will come home tonight, though. Mind control on his own, rifting away. Miracle straight back into that pressure on. So the fact that they would have lost 2, in fact, yes, he's nearly cutting it down to Gabby Whelan. Won't finally fall. 3 kills TNC, but as you see, they get the kills. The teams have to buy back. The gold lead is still growing for Liquid. Again, look at the creep. Despite the fact TNC are 3, without their Death Prophet alive, It's very unlikely they're going to be able to do anything with this time.
Yeah, as soon as they even are, they're chasing GH, and Miracle's already blinking away, going for creep waves. He knows the priority in this game. Just don't ever let them hit your base, and they're not letting TNC get to that. And the IS God coming into play there. We see why Miracle picked it up versus these BKBs that TNC would get. He can just keep the chase.
He can, and we saw he was just blinking into the high ground next to a die, gets ravaged. At this point, it doesn't really matter. The AM, he's out of control.
Yeah. He is absolutely out of control. They do not have that straight physical damage to do him. Sure, like Bristleback can deal that physical damage. It's not something like you're like some super physical hero that just like really will just stick on it and kill him, like you see like the life the Basher or Slark or something like that. Someone who can really bring it to him. Yeah, Liquid now with a very good control of this game. They're just keeping the lanes always pushed in.
That's so hard for TNC to make a play. Their lineup really was all drafted around those early pushes. Did a good job of taking over control of the map early on, but they couldn't quite shut down the anti-mage's farm, and now they have some huge problems to deal with.
He's just like, I'm just gonna keep farming. That's all he needs to do in this game. Keep farming. 2-0-3, almost 500 blast hits at this 34-minute mark. And all this game to go for Liquid.
Every minute on that clock becomes more and more painful for TNC.
Now we start seeing that tick start happening. Of course, in the Dota, it's really starting to feel that Mage's pressure. It's up to 62% from that 50-50. Once that Aegis and once Arm does die, the Aegis is reclaimed. And they actually end up using the cheese as well.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, using well top, so they've used pretty much everything, and they just keep the split push. We are now taking out shrines. It looks like TNC just running around trying to catch pretty much anything. It's a game of cat and mouse, and Liquid really is just controlling the map better here.
Not being caught out either. Into the tree, the TP's down, waves down bottom.
Miracle just keeps blinking around just freely. Even when they, they're starting to have an idea of where he is. But he's jumping in at you. He has to glimmer himself.
Hitting the shrine alone.
Right in the middle.
What can they do about this anti-mage?
He got BKB.
He forces it AU. Do they have the damage? There's a disruption. It's going to go high inside Kuro. Giving Miracle more than enough chance to pop that BKB and get out of there. Kuro will die for trying to set Miracle, and of course succeed.
That was, I mean, Kuroki's positioning there was phenomenal. They even saw him, and he's still able to get that perfect disruption. Miracle looking like he would have brought down from all that damage.
And Armor did pop the Ghost in the hope they would have the control to lock Miracle down. So Ghosts are going to be there for TNC to even think about making a player.
And they used both of their big long cooldown ultimates and weren't able to find this. So now we have immediately when TNC starts splitting up, he finds an opportunity for a kill. He doesn't have a TP available. He has BKB, so he'll be just run away.
They just can't get a hold of any of these heroes, TNC.
No, they cannot. And
only the supports getting picked off in situations where they do not mind dying at all. Level 25 anti-mage. It's got that extra counter spell. Magic resistance. So I don't know how this looks like an impossible game for TNC right now.
It really is. It's been feeling like
everything's against them.
Liquid just addressing the split push, constantly pushing those sides throughout the whole game. It really did feel like it was 36 or like 29 minutes where TNC had some like control around the map, but Liquid just constantly pushing the sides. And you can tell they're probably feeling the same way. They're probably like, this anti-mage is just out of control. The gloom. We always, I know a lot of pro players have said it when you're playing versus these anti-mages and Medusa and stuff. When they're just off the map the majority of the game, the back of your mind, you're just thinking about it constantly. You're like, uh-oh. That ticking time bomb.
I am farm rising. Eyes on him. Miracle. Turn. Kuka has to pop the BKB and head. Liquid, they've got a full team here ready to fight. This time they're not messing around, they're ready to start some action off. Abby will start to look at the lead in, gets himself on top of as Miracle locked down onto Otman, but they will lose Kuroki, but Miracle's going to start to pick up the backflash, jumps forward up the high ground for the chase. Mike is supposed to be hard, burning down Cuckoo. Gabby trying to kill his BKBs on the mic control.
Oh,
The start GH with each other mic control can get himself out of the line. Miracle and we are turned to get themselves on top of Gabby, getting to burn down the mana. Miracle's over to look at Tim's fuels by sometimes, but Tim's has got the ghost, but there's already Tim's dead. Ails will have to fly back from Cuckoo and get any kills out of this. They have battle. We are willful. So TNC are able to find a pretty big kill, taking the Leshrac out, but still
Such a costly one. Buyback from Kuku.
Yep, and Miracle's reign continues in this game where they cannot do anything about the anti-mage.
GH having a little bit of showcase right there, having stolen Ravage from earlier, then also blinking in, stealing the false promise. Some little plays there from him. Miracle just continuing to keep this split push and keep himself at the spot. Looking to pressure Gabby a little bit here. Can't kill her, but get rid of that mana.
I mean,
How does TNC do it?
It's that sort of item you can look at TNC's lineup and say, well, this combination might at least give them a chance. Because obviously once they do, it's going to be a lot of money. And hey, we've all seen those games where it looks seemingly impossible to lose. This AM hasn't done it. Dies once, dies again, no buyback, and game's over. Maybe that can happen, and that's obviously the situation that TNC are trying to force onto Liquid.
Looking like a he does have a BKB to prevent that mana burn. Fully defensive BKB now. And back to the Roche pit, we see Miracle go inside. They know there's no ghosts. Fight for TNC, their damage is not there at all. If they try to take to Liquid right now. Will start poking himself toward the front line, but get the low on mana. Only 300 on it.
Plus, the losers are sent over and the mana's gone.
He's completely out of mana. Miracle just did. On to Cuckoo. Also burns all of his mana, so 2 heroes on TNC. Heck those spells.
They can't offer anything to the fight. Mana is burned. They're held outside. Demonic purging as well. Used to keep them outside of the pistol. Now Warflow won't make the connection. Miracle's able to pick up the Egypt. People guys able to grab the cheese. They'll get Roche out quickly. And now they look to try and find Steve's kill.
Armel and Rod, Dive, Scotty, too much on the arrow connects onto Miracle. They're trying to disengage TNC, but they can't.
Running into the 5, an arrow has come out. BKB again. The mana got Abby has nothing to fight with. They'll continue to change. Miracle's in onto a false having to be used upon himself to get out of there. They're very tanky, TNC. They don't die easily, but they also don't do anything easy at all. These heroes now. And the juice, this is Miracle's in. Sees a chance to play with a mana hold, and arrow does go again. Hold an arrow. Bunch of Tim's with the shot. Arcane supremacy, Diva increase. He has no chance at all. Gabby's in, and as soon as he's in, the mana is out. Just diving past tier 3. Onto the support, running down you, jumping for it again. It's a triple kill for Miracle. He's just slowly dismantling TNC and slowly doing his best to take them from the tournament. 3KB popped. He's not going anywhere.
Still no fear. There we go. Now, basically, give him some respect. Back up. But
he knows. 12k, 13k lead. It's no answer at all, it seems, for this anti-mage. They'll set up an arrow.
They got this one here connected. Yeah.
Also have to blink. Not even be able to touch that end, so get near to touching it.
I just have no damage for him at all anymore. He's got the freest game in the world, it seems like, now on this anti-mage, which was the last pick by Liquid, seeming to play around absolutely perfectly. Just keeping the game split push, 40-minute AM with top network by a shot.
To the impurities.
They're able to get those close. They're closing on a hex from Armel. The Bloodborne's good at the and the Gabby. Trying to get done for the teams. They're looking for some of that single target lockdown, which may give them some sort of a shot of tackling Miracle.
They needed these quite a while ago, right? The Hex or the Abyssal Blade, some type of instant type of disable to look for a Miracle to catch when he was doing this, but he just had way too much critical mass here. This anti-mage.
And seemingly the perfect pick. And you could definitely see and understand what TNC went for. We heard it from Heen. They want to play this pace. And this is what's the risk of running this sort of lineup here on the main stage. If you are unable to get the job done by a certain point, things just grind to a complete stop for your lineup.
Yeah, and you really are starting to understand why they went for the Underlord as well, right? Just to constantly split, push the side lanes out. That's what we've seen that hero used for quite a while. Defend towers and then just park yourself, just push out lanes constantly on the map, and that's the name of the game for Liquid. Push lanes. Will is probably in the back, like, shove lanes, yes! Like, really is just the definition of this one entirely for Liquid, just keeping past the river after that early game. They've got a Hex picked up, the blink and the Hex on Armel. See if it can catch Liquid off guard. They all grouped together.
I mean, that AM kill will be worth a hefty penny.
As long as they can bring him down. He's 28 armor and 70% magic resist. So can they actually do the damage? With Ghosts, with everything committed, if they can get the chain lockdown, that could be one of the options. But besides without
Gotta do it twice.
Without the Death Prophet Ghost, this seems pretty unlikely. It's Miracle taking 0 damage from that Purifying Flames. They're just gonna get the push Ghost.
In the racks.
Yeah. Closer pop, the Hex, missile.
It does. He's gonna self.
Oh, GH even stealing Exorcism as well. The
No, he
backline.
didn't. Oh, he did.
Well, gonna get stunned a little bit, but he's just keeping himself shown there for a second, then backs up. That's what we see. Ghosts, they have the damage, but can they actually get the cat miracle? He's moved away. Has the Ghosts ready to use. He also has a refresher shard on.
Oh, okay. Double exorcism.
If only they stack.
Indeed, but just having the durations for Miracle and getting enough time to blink out and away from them. I'm starting to fall low.
Just for the illusions.
Get himself a little bit, a lot of it in from those Ghosts returning in. False promise being used by AU to try and get him out back to safety. He's just running straight into the midst of the ball with a mid KB popped up towards the base, forcing the 5 of them back towards tier 4 fields. And the Ravage. They're going to kill the Lash. Anti-made to the hot ground on top of a hot it's about to put the refresher shot, force up to the high ground, and as that Ravage ready to play with. Out that A is dead as well. GH is in. Out onto the front of them. They'll lift up the Bristleback, slam him back down. Gabby's out of the game. Miracle's moving in. And they'll play back from Gabby. Miracle help out to the youth. We are just runs down Tim's. Tim's dead for nearly 2 minutes. Liquid cleaning up another set of racks. There is no hold. And seemingly no chance for TNC to turn this one round right now. Gabby Miracle finishes off, godlike on the anti-mage. GG. And there we have it. They'll tap themselves out of this. GG is called. TNC are out of the competition. And Liquid, with this game 2 victory, will move